Hi, welcome to another Roboflow training movie. In this training movie, I will give you an example how you can copy a record and a file to another catalog and then move that file into the central asset location of that catalog. That can be the vault, it can be any other type of central asset location. If I look inside the workflow, I need a hot collection workflow and I need to find the records I want to process. In this example, I'm looking in the sample catalog and I'm going to use as target catalog workflow assets. In the workflow assets catalog, I have enabled the vault. So let me show you that. In this catalog I have enabled the vault, and it doesn't need to be always, can always also be set as handling set. So either settings will work. I also have made sure that I have a permission template that has the proper permissions, and I have an asset handling set that I called standard, in which that central asset location asset store must be enabled, in this case the vault. I created a temp folder where I'm temporarily going to store the file before moving it into the vault, and so these four parameters I added on the fly in this workflow. So if we look at the script, the first thing I do is I store the path that I specified in the parameters. This path, I'm storing this, and I'm saying create the folder if it doesn't exist. So now I have a folder object to which I can copy my file from the record I found. I could specify the path here hard-coded, but I preferred to use the stored parameter, which I can call by this syntax, the stored parameter that I defined here. And now I have a folder, so what I do is I say copy asset from record. I'm selecting the hot record, I'm selecting the folder, and make sure if you need to use a folder object, in the drop down it should appear. If it doesn't, then you didn't create it properly. And then you could specify the asset handling set hard-coded. I prefer to use this tag because this is exactly the name the asset handling set is called in the global parameters here. So you could use the global ones. Just to play safe, I created the parameter with the same name here. So that inside this workflow it will only use this permission template and this asset handling set. Here you see their real name, this is just their display name. So I'm copying the file to the target folder, which gives me a temporary file. I called it temp file, and then I'm copying the record. So it asks me which record. Well, the hot record is the current record, is the object that is given to you by the workflow. Same for the catalog. It says what is the catalog to use, and in this case this is hot. This is the example where I would copy it into the same catalog and make just a duplicate record into the same catalog, and not using the target catalog that I specify. This is something we're quickly going to modify. So before doing that, I'm going to open that other catalog. I'm looking for the open catalog instruction, and I can select the catalog, but remember that I specified it up front, so I'm going to use the tag, and that will be target cat, like that. And very important, I'm picking up the name here. That's what I called it. So I'm going back here and I'm putting that inside here. So that way I'm using that global variable, so you don't have to go in and look inside your scripts to find what you used. It's always easier to have that kind of stuff outside. And of course, when we open a catalog, we have to make sure that we close it. So here at the end, when we're finished working with the record that will be residing then in that catalog, I'm going to close the catalog here, and I can say the target catalog, I'm going to close it. So I'm opening the target catalog, and now you will see that I have the option of a target catalog. I'm saying that I'm copying. I could also be moving, but I'm copying. I say permission template. Again, I'm using the stored one and not hard-coded, and I call the result like this. What I need to do then is I have a file that I copied, and I have now a record that I copied. So I'm setting the asset reference of the new record to the temporary file. Again, specifying asset handling set and permission template. And then finally, I'm moving this new record. Sorry, I'm moving the asset from this new record into the central asset location. Here it's called move record to vault. Should be called move record to central asset location. And of course I need to specify this. You never need to specify the folder name. That is only very, very exceptional. So leave this empty, and then if we say OK, we will have our record that is moved into the central asset location. And then we close the catalog. And that's it. A very simple script to duplicate. If we were to want to do a move instead of a copy, the easiest way is here to do in this instruction here would be move, and that would move the record to another catalog, and it would still point to that file. And in that case, we could very simply in that case say move asset from record to vault if the originating catalog is not a vault. So and even that could work. Otherwise, and then you don't need those intermediate temporary folder to store it. But instead of, in case of a copy, you need to do it with the intermediate file in the temp folder. So that was another quick training movie for Roboflow. I hope this can help you, and see you in another movie.